Welcome, Dipika.
Hi.
Starting this conversation, you and I have been working for some time now. So, Dipika, before you started this coaching journey, 4 years back, right?
Yeah.
How would you describe yourself as a young adult, emotionally, mentally, and in decision making?
Okay, so let's start with emotionally. I would say before starting the journey, I was all over the place.
Mm,
I didn't have clarity. I There's a lot of personal things that I dealt with that I did not know how to come out, whether it is being confident, whether it's being assertive, whether it's making decisions. While I was living at home at my parents', they are the ones who were making decisions for me. Why? Because they thought that only I can choose the right path or the right things for my daughter. And parents sometimes forget that, hey, we are young adults. We can also, make our own decisions and choices. For some reason, parents always think that I am the one who's making the best decision for my kid. And that is not always the case because we as young adults, we know what is happening in the outside world. We know the changes that we deal with and we need to adapt. And
mm,
if we're just stuck in certain mentality, then we're not gonna then and as well as getting pressure from home, then we're not gonna really adapt and learn and grow. And that's exactly what was happening with me when I used to live at home. I had to do certain things according to my parents. I had to be in a certain way. But after moving out and I was on my own, I felt like I did not have many life skills. I was
yeah,
like, oh, how do I even do this? How do I even do that? Like basic things, I did not even know how to do it. Whether it was after getting my first job, I didn't know how to perform at work. I was like, oh, how are we,
wow.
how do you work at work, right? What is expected? So those are
Yeah.
like those are the little things like when it comes to emotional, and that kind of makes you question. I mean, I went through my first termination. Now that I look back,
Mm,
I was like, oh, I just didn't know how to work when I
yeah.
was terminated, but that's because I did not have the right skills that was needed for
So, like
me.
we always say, right? You don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. And I was so frustrated. I was like, why did they let me go? I was taking the tasks, I was doing everything.
Mm,
But again, there is a certain way that you're kind of like, expected to be.
yeah.
Um, and if you're not that, then of course there will be consequences, but no one really teaches you all this, right? You're expected to know
Sure.
everything.
Yeah.
So that was, yeah. And after being part of the coaching, um, all the skills that I learned, whether it's assertiveness that I even use today, I will just tell you something funny. Um, Yesterday, Thursday, we had a DEI meeting, and our CEO was telling us that, oh, we want to implement a buddy program. That was really not needed. And my director was also like, kind of opposing. We had other people in the DI committee opposing. And then I also stepped in to say that, hey, from our HR initiative, we do XYZ to make sure that all the new hires feel welcomed. I would be, if this was the case probably 4 years ago, I would not have put in my points in front of a CEO
Mm,
telling her, okay, hey, maybe this program is right now not needed because we're already
yeah.
doing XYZ things. I
Yeah.
would have mostly agreed, be like, oh, you want a program? Because you're a CEO? Okay, I'll do it. We'll work on it.
Mm,
But learning to like, kind of even having the confidence and the courage to even talk to the CEO and be like, this is what we're doing, and maybe right now that this initiative may not be the best thing because there's already a lot of things that we're doing to make sure that the new hires feel inclusive and belonged. So that's what this program has taught me, where a few years back, I did not even have the guts to talk to my higher ups as one to one, even if I'm junior in level. It doesn't matter what level you're at, but not even having the confidence to put up my point.
yeah.
And now I'm confidently able to like, be like, hey, maybe let's look into something else. Let's
Mm.
not waste maybe our time and resources into this. We can look into XYZ here.
Yeah.
So that's what before and after has
Yeah.
helped me.
So, how did the lack of confidence or assertiveness show up in your relationships, career choices, or self worth before you joined the program? So, how was this showing up?
Lack of confidence, how is it showing up? I would say I was always scared to put up my
Mm.
points. There was always be like, oh, if I say this,
Hmm.
what will happen? Will I get, will I get fired? Will someone not like me?
Mm.
Are my and also like you're questioning, oh, is my whatever I say, is it even worth it?
Mm.
Should I even say it? Will people even listen to me? So that was before. Majority of the time in the meetings, I would just not really engage, just talk, listen. But slowly, slowly, I developed confidence, assertiveness. Even with assertiveness, too, I've had people who have taken advantage of me because I was not assertive. I was not standing for myself. Now, today, I'm able to draw very strong boundaries where I'm like, if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. And I show that not only in my personal life, but even at work.
Yeah.
At work, if my HR director, who's also my manager, if she's like, "Oh, Dipika, you need, can you do this, this, this?" And if I feel that that might not be the right way,
Mm.
I mean, that might not be the solution. I'm able to have a one-on-one conversation, be like, "Hey, why don't we also look at XYZ?" Before I would have just been like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you want me to do this? Of course I'll do it," even though I didn't want to do it, even though I felt
Mm.
like that was not the point. It's pointless and yet you still continue doing it. But here able to also be confident enough where I'm having conversations with people and I'm like, hey, let's discuss this. Let's figure something out. And
Yeah.
and on the day-to-day scenarios that we're dealing with at work. So I have the confidence where I'm able to talk to people. I have
Mm.
people who are way much higher in titles.
Yeah.
But even if I run into conflicts with them,
Mm.
I'm able to manage conflict. Earlier, it was like, oh, someone from the higher up, like, you have a conflict,
Yeah.
you don't even speak up, you don't even talk about it. I mean,
Right.
of course, there's different ways to like solve
Sure.
problems, right? But earlier, there was no confidence. If someone from
Mm.
the higher up says, do this, and we're like, ah, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
do it, and kind of a thing.
Right.
But now, like, I'm able to work with like my um general counsel at work, and if he's doing something wrong, I'm pointing it out. I'm having a
Mm.
discussion. Be like, hey, this is not the right way to do this. I believe this is the right way to go in this direction. Let's go ahead and find a middle ground. Let's figure something else out. And
Yeah.
it's not the case before.
And I'm so proud of your transformation in all these years.
Thank
If you
you.
look back now, Deepika, what do you think you needed most as a child or teenager but didn't receive?
Confidence would
Mm.
be because life throws different challenges at every age. And if you don't have someone who's like, hey, simple thing is when you get bullied in school, like I remember getting bullied, I did not have the confidence at times to stand up against those bullies.
Yeah.
Or when I was in high school, I never had the confidence to even talk to people. Like I didn't have friends. I just had like my core Indian group. But if
Mm.
it had to be like, if I had to make friends from I always liked having a big group, but I did not have a big
Mm.
group because I lacked the confidence of putting myself out there.
Mm.
Confidence gives you the ability to like, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You're able to express yourself openly. If
Right.
people judge, that's their problem. That's not my problem, but at
Yeah.
least I'm putting my point up. At least
Yeah.
I'm like, if people don't like me, okay, whatever. If you don't want to be my friend, okay, whatever.
Mm,
Confidence is also about it's also tied to your self-worth, where you're like, if you don't like me, that's your
mm,
problem.
mm.
I mean, of course, I have flaws. I'm not saying I have flaws. There's certain things I
True. We
work,
all are like, yeah,
but at
none of
least
us is perfect.
you don't put yourself, because I used to put
Yeah.
myself like, oh, this person doesn't like me, and I would like I would become
Mm,
super sad,
mm,
and I would push myself, or I'll just be in my own little cocoon,
mm.
even in school and college.
Yeah.
And if someone just says like, hey, have be confident, and that really helps you. If someone had just said that, hey, just, or if someone even gave me a little bit of training on being confident,
Mm.
I felt like even in high school too, and in college too, I would have done wonders for
Wow.
sure.
I agree. How would
Oh,
you
oh,
describe? Go
also
ahead.
one thing,
Yeah.
it also stopped me not being confident, was where I stopped myself from going and grabbing opportunities as well. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to try, probably when I was in college, I wanted to try this debate club, but I was
Mm.
not confident in myself. I think colleges have this thing called Model UN. That's like a debate club, and that's where, I thought I was not confident enough. That
Mm.
also reflects in your studying too, when someone like tells you that, oh, you're not smart enough, and if you're not confident enough in in yourself to just, and assertiveness, if you're not assertive enough to be like, hey, I don't care what you say, I know I'm smart,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So just being mentally strong. I mean, these skills help you become mentally strong, I would say, and
True.
standing up and protecting yourself.
Yeah. How would you describe yourself, the person you are today, compared to who you were 4 years ago? So Deepika today versus Deepika 4 years ago.
Dipika today has a lot of clarity.
Mm-hmm.
She has confidence, even if I'm scared. Um, she's assertive as well.
Mm.
Even if she doesn't know, and there are times as an adult you will run into issues where you're
Yeah.
questioning yourself, you're doubting yourself,
Mm.
but I have the confidence that I'm able to bounce back. Like a simple example that would be like, okay, right now I'm thinking about changing my career, right? I don't like some certain things and certain projects that I do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, instead of being, oh, there is no way out, instead of
Mm.
feeling like that there is really
Mm.
no way out and I have to be stuck where I am,
Yeah.
rather I have confidence in myself where I'm like,
Mm.
you know what? I'll figure it out. We
Yeah.
will figure it out. We will get through this. This is just a temporary phase, and there's something else out there, and it'll be there, and you'll figure it out. You'll get there. So having that confidence, way back, it used to be whenever when I used to figure out by myself that, what major do I want to do? What career do I want to go
Mm.
to? And when the doors shut,
Mm.
I felt helpless. I wouldn't put action towards those, like, whatever
Yeah.
challenges I had. Now I'm at a place where I'm like, okay, we'll figure something out.
Mm.
That's the amount of confidence I have. And that's what 4 years ago, Deepika would have just like not even tried. She would not put action.
Yeah.
Now I'm at a place where I'm like, okay, I'll figure things out. I'm gonna knock. If this door doesn't work, we'll knock on another door. But we'll figure something out for sure, and we will get through it.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say, Deepika, 4 years
Yeah.
ago versus now, because 4 years back, I did not even felt like there was like, you just feel stuck all the time.
Mm.
And now you're at a point where like you have clarity, you're figuring things out, you're confident.
Yeah.
If you have confidence in yourself,
Right.
where like if everything goes down and if you're able to just bounce back, if you have
Mm.
that little confidence, if you just have that thing now, I
Yeah.
think you can do everything in life.
So
So
true.
that's what Deepika 4 years back was and what Deepika
Yeah.
today is.
So what changes do you notice in your confidence, self-esteem, and how do you show up in the world now?
I show up in the world quite confident.
Mm.
I show up in the world where even if I lack clarity, I'm like, okay, I lack clarity. Okay, well, let's find clarity.
Yeah.
Um, let's not the way I show up, even when I'm stuck in a problem,
Hmm.
I show up with a positive attitude. Be like,
Hmm.
okay, this is a problem, all right. Before
Hmm.
it used to be where I see a problem, I used to run away. I did not
Hmm.
even want to engage to a problem. I've been through a lot of failures in my life. A lot, a lot. And those failures was the one reason why, I I just did not have the confidence to get back up.
Yeah.
But through coaching and whatnot, I got back up. I see
Hmm.
those failures. I'm like, okay, the failures happen. All right, it happened.
Yeah.
I I have the confidence where I'm like, the future will, I'm like, I know it'll be bright. I will tackle each and every problem
Yeah.
that is coming my way. And in terms of self-esteem, I'm more of where I've become more positive. My
Hmm.
mindset has been when same problem that I had, say I'm dealing with a particular problem. Earlier, the mindset would be very negative.
Yeah.
Not just negative, but you just feel like there's no way out. But now I'm at a
Hmm.
point where I do as mindset, my perspective, my mindset has shifted when I'm looking at problems, when I'm looking at anything that I'm encountering, you
Yeah.
know, but the same issues that I used to encounter before,
Right.
I'm now at a place where I change my mindset and my perspective, and I see the same problem from a different lens.
Mm. So the problems haven't changed. You just got yourself a new lens to look at it.
Correct, correct. And the right, like the right, like, the right lens, basically, again,
Mm.
was like you were there to help me out with, a lot of the shifts that I went through.
Yeah. And you are the one who actually did the job,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So it's a teamwork.
And it wasn't easy. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, because when I started this journey, it was like, when are the changes going to happen? When are the changes going to happen? But you forget to realize that sometimes, because it's been a long time of, like,
Mm.
a lot of like suppressed, I was not just suppressed emotions, but because you've gone through for a long time of a lot of like failures and whatnot, you can't really expect things to happen like within 6 months or so.
Yeah.
It's like a gradual growth, and it will happen. You just have to continue doing it, and doing it. And the damage, like for example, if it's like a 10-year damage, right? It's
Yeah.
not gonna be fixed like in a month or so.
Sure.
It is going to take its time, and you just have to trust the journey and keep on going.
Right.
So yeah.
I love that you call it a journey because, and correct me, when you came in, you were desperate or looking for, okay, I have started the coaching journey. When
Mm-hmm.
are the results coming? For the
Yeah.
first, if we can say 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
And that's not even a thought in your mind right now
Yeah.
because you know you are in a journey.
Exactly. Even today too, like when and we'll take a small example of like, I'm not that great with my finances right now. And I'm like, all right, this is where I am. Okay,
Mhm.
let's do what best we can. And then B,
Yeah.
we'll figure things out, like, okay, you want to learn about investing? All right, we'll figure it out. You want to you want to probably in the future work on towards like building a business? Okay, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
So it's like, before it used to be like, I want instant solutions right now.
Mm.
And I was like very, very like, because I think that also came from a place of, because I lost so much.
Yeah.
I was in such a hurry to just like, I just want to gain everything I've lost.
Right.
That doesn't how it works.
True. True.
So yeah.
Okay. That's great.
Did I
How
answer your
is,
question? Sometimes I went off
yeah,
tangent.
that's okay. That's how life is, right? We are talking in the moment and we are talking about your real experiences. There's
Yeah.
not a textbook question or answer, right?
Yeah.
My next thing, what I would like to ask you is how has learning assertiveness changed the way you communicate, you say no, and stand up for yourself?
Oh boy, I think assertiveness, I did not have any assertiveness before. I had I did not stand up for myself um because I was not assertive.
Hmm.
I had people who took advantage of me because I was not assertive.
Hmm.
now that I look, now that I look back, now I would say I'm assertive to the point where I have stronger boundaries,
Mm,
where telling people that, hey, if this is not, if I don't agree with something,
mm,
I'm not gonna do it. Before it
mm,
used to be like, even if I did not agree,
mm,
I did it. And that could be a simple thing as, let's see. Okay, simple example. Say if my siblings were like, "Oh, Dipika, can you pay for the coffee?" Earlier, even if I did not want to do it,
mm,
I would be like, "Okay, yeah, I'll pay for it." But now I'm at a place where I'm like, "No, I'm not paying for I'm not paying for your coffee. You pay for your coffee. I'm gonna pay for my coffee. In fact, you should also pay for my coffee because I've done it a lot in the past."
yeah,
So I think that's where assertiveness has really been helpful, where I'm able to stand up for myself and say
yeah,
no
right.
and protect my boundaries. Assertiveness also has helped me build stronger boundaries because it helped. I used to be a giver. I've gave a lot. I kept on
Mm,
giving, 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 and I used to feel super exhausting. It was very exhausting. And we feel like, giving a lot will make us like, a superhuman.
yeah,
People will appreciate us. That's not how it is. The more you give, people take advantage of you and they'll just keep on taking and taking and taking because
yeah.
it's like a benefit to them. So you have to be assertive to protect yourself,
Mm,
protect your mental health.
mm,
At the end of the day, the only person who is standing for you is yourself. No one stands for yourself. And you have to guard yourself and you have to make sure that no one comes and even if it's like your time, don't
mm,
just give like, 30 minutes into wasting your time on someone who's not even going to appreciate it.
yeah.
I do that whenever I feel like I'm talking to someone and I can't, and I'm like, okay, this person is just wasting my time. I quickly end the conversation and I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I need to protect my time. And this is for my best because I don't want to keep on wasting. And that was not it before. Before it would be like, I'll just keep on listening. I'll keep on doing.
Mm.
Now I'm at a place where I'm like, hey, bro, you're wasting my time. Or, I mean, of course, I'll say it nicely, but in my
Sure,
mind,
yeah,
I'm like, oh,
right.
bro, this person is wasting my
But
time.
that's the internal dialogue you're having because now
Yeah.
you have your,
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to
standards.
continue. I don't want to continue having the same conversation because I want to protect my energy. I want to protect my time as well.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
as a teenager, Deepika, were you even aware of the words assertiveness or
no
skills
one
that
teaches
you
you.
know, right?
No one teaches you in an Indian household. What is an assertiveness in Indian household? There is no such thing as assertiveness, even if,
Yeah,
and especially if you are a woman in a South Asian, you're a people pleaser.
yeah. You
And
nailed it.
and assertiveness is apparently seen as mufat insan. You're a mufat insan, you are a bad person.
Right.
So assertiveness, that's I mean, if you are a woman who's assertive in a South Asian household, you are seen as someone who is a very bad person.
Yeah,
You are someone who's very rude.
right.
You are someone who's very selfish.
Yeah.
That's for some reason it has a very negative
Sure.
connotation in an Indian
True.
household. And I
Yeah.
feel like this is why women suffer a lot in many Asian households. And this is not just South Asian, we're also talking about other Asian families as well.
Yeah. And
And
some of the things are global, but we see
yeah,
more in our South Asian or Indian families, and
correct,
that's the sad reality of it.
correct,
And
correct. Correct. I mean, if the same thing, if a boy does it, he's
yeah,
like, oh, a boy? Oh, yeah, this is like a manly, good manly quality. This is
yeah,
how man should be. But a woman should never be assertive. She should
right.
just be someone, keep your head down, do as we tell you, and you are a good girl, wife, you're a good girl, you are a good bahu. And those are like apparently they're just you're given medals for not being assertive.
Mm,
And you should be assertive
yeah.
because even after getting married, the expectation shouldn't be, oh, take care of my family, oh, take care of my mom and all that. I'm like, didn't you guys, weren't you guys living before that? And if you really need someone to take care of your mom and dad, go hire a nanny, dude. So
Marriage is not the solution.
yeah, I'm like, why get married? Go get. There's so many in especially if you're living in India, कितनी सारी बाई है.
Yeah,
Go hire someone, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what assertiveness, I would say, has
True.
done to me to the point where even today, if I have to say something, I will
Yeah,
definitely, even if it's like my in-laws, if I need to say something, I'll definitely say it in a very nice way to
sure.
them. But
Yeah,
before it used to be, and actually, this is a true example when I got into a relationship with my husband. I used to always agree to like,
mm,
a lot of the things. I mean, my in-laws have not really done anything bad or anything, but I
right,
also always agree. I would
yeah,
not really voice out my opinions
right,
before. And now
yeah,
I'm at a point where I'll like tell them like, no, I don't feel this way. I think we should do this and that. Before it used to
mm,
be because I wanted to look good in their
mm,
eyes. But that's because it's the wrong programming. Because we're taught from mom saying, oh, listen to like, whatever your in-laws say, do this, do that, whatever your husband said, always agree. No, it's not. It causes more problems in a relationship.
yeah,
If you keep on agreeing and doing everything that everyone wants.
yeah. One of the things we talk in our coaching is wrong social programming, right? And the
Yes.
conditioning,
Yes.
and how to recognize it and
Yes.
change it so that it
Yes.
serves your purpose and your growth.
Yes. Even simple thing at home too, like a recent incident, we still have our Christmas tree up. It was my husband who was gonna put it down, but because he was busy, I was busy, we weren't able to do it. And then
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, how do you put this down? How do you take this down and how do you assemble it?" And I'm like, "You're an engineer. you if you can break and build a lot of things, this is just a
Yeah.
tree. I mean, that's your job. You do it earlier. I'm telling you,
Mm,
a few years back, it would have been like, oh, you don't want to do it? Okay, I'll do it. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's not about, there are days when like, your partner is tired and you do it kind of
sure.
a thing. Every person does that. But if it kind of at times, if you also are overloaded with your tasks, and if someone else puts your tasks on your plate too,
Mm,
then that becomes sometimes not manageable. So that's
yeah.
where you have to speak up. And earlier, that was not the case. And I've gone through this where I've done like a lot for like my partner as well, but I'm like, okay, I'll take care of this, I'll take care of that. And at the end of the day, A, my tasks did not get completed, and B, I was exhausted. And three, I was mad at myself. They're like, oh shit, XYZ हुआ नहीं है मेरा. क्यों नहीं
Mm,
हुआ? Why did it not happen? Why? Because I was not assertive enough.
yeah.
So I'm at a place where even on the weekends, like I'll have my tasks for the weekends, and I'm like, these are my tasks. I'm not adding extra. Why? Because I
Mm,
still need to do other things and I need to focus on myself too. I'm like, I'm not adding two more things from your plate to my plate. Once in a while, it's fine, but then not all the time. So
yeah.
that's what assertiveness has done to me.
And that's a huge shift.
Yeah.
Can you share an example where you handled a situation like a leader, either in personal or your professional life? Something old Deepika would have struggled with.
Okay. A leader. Yeah, so right now what I really do a lot is um as an HR journalist, I also do a lot of I'm handling the entire recruitment program as well at work. So I am often guiding my hiring managers
Mm,
well on, what we run into time to time, we run into a lot of situations when we're dealing with the new hires, right?
yeah.
While interviewing them and whatnot. And I am kind of guiding where I'm like, oh, I think you should not think about XYZ. Maybe you should think about
Mm,
XYZ this way, So I'm kind of guiding them
mm,
on how to select the best candidate because sometimes they have their own blockages and I'm seeing certain things from a third point of view and I'm like, oh, maybe we should not like, hire this, maybe we should look into hiring this individual. Or
mm,
maybe I think you are maybe not going in the right direction. Let's look into what do you think of looking into this instead? So day to day, so that's one leadership opportunity that I have at work that I'm taking in part. Earlier, that would not have been the case because
Hmm.
I used to agree with everything that the hiring managers wanted. If they tell me that I want the because someone local,
Hmm.
simple example, if I want someone local, get me someone local and I'm like, okay, fine, we'll find someone local. But now I'm at a point where if they're like, oh, I only want local, and I'm like, well, that's not gonna be possible. We cannot just keep our eyes into just like local candidates. We have to also branch out and we need to look into candidates who maybe are applying from Seattle or from a different, like, from the Bay Area and whatnot. So those
Yeah.
are like a lot of the entire when it comes to like guiding managers on selecting the best candidate, that's
Yeah.
leadership task that I have that I'm currently working on. And that would not have been the case before because it would have been like, oh, whatever the hiring managers wants,
Hmm.
give it to them
Yeah.
kind of a situation. I would
Right.
not even put my opinion in front of them.
Hmm.
Or at least I did not, and as well as I didn't know how to put it in front of them as
Right.
well. But
Right.
today I have the confidence to tell them that, hey, think from this side. Don't think
Hmm.
from that, think from this perspective.
Hmm.
Don't think about like from that perspective.
Yeah. What does fulfillment mean to you now? And how is it different from before?
Fulfillment in terms of what? As in,
As a human being, as a person, because you play different roles. So
mm-hmm.
what when you do something, you feel fulfilled, certain
Mm-hmm.
task or something. And being a giver, being a kinder and nicer person, you gave a lot before. How did that make you at the end of the day feel? And how does it feel now?
I would say fulfillment now is whenever I'm standing up for myself with confidence, with
Hmm.
assertiveness, I feel fulfilled in a way
Hmm.
where I'm not really because I knew back then when I used to be a giver, when I used to do everything for others, at the end of the day, it harmed me and I used to just kind of beat myself for like not really standing up for myself. Now I'm at a point I'm fulfilled for being happy. I'm happy in a sense where I am being assertive and I'm standing up for myself. I'm protecting myself.
Hmm.
So when it comes to like being fulfilled, I'm when I have that clarity, when I have that confidence, when I have that assertiveness,
Yeah.
it makes me very happy that I'm at a place where
Right.
I'm doing all those things.
True.
Like all that has also helped me in a way where I don't tolerate disrespect as well. Even if it's like if I'm at work and if I'm dealing with a higher level individual,
Yeah.
and if they're like, sending out certain mean emails,
Mm.
you know, I don't go and try to fix a situation by people pleasing them.
Mm.
So I hope I'm being clear. It's
Yeah.
like, when you run into a conflict at work, you try to fix it by being a people pleaser.
Right.
That's what many people will do, I would
Yeah.
say. But
Yeah.
that's not what I do anymore. Earlier, it would have been the case, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I believe so. I have done that where I've tried to people please so much,
Right.
so that, but that never really gets you anywhere. So I'm
Yeah.
fulfilled in a way where I'm like these set of qualities such as being confident and being assertiveness,
Yeah.
right? Those are helping me in terms of I'm being respected. I'm respecting myself as well, where I'm at a point where like, hey, no one should talk to me like that.
Hmm.
I had people in my life, my whole life before coaching, कोई भी आके मुंह पे कुछ भी बोल जाता था. And
Yeah.
I used to take it, cry
Yeah.
about it, not
Yeah.
do anything. I used to feel bad, but
Yeah.
I felt like I felt powerless.
Hmm.
Now, when you learn about all this, you feel so powerful to the point that, you're like, how dare you talk to me like that?
Hmm.
Kind of a thing where I'm respecting myself. I have the courage to
Yeah.
stand up for myself. So, did that answer your question?
Absolutely. I love your journey. What are you most proud of about yourself today, Deepika?
I am so proud of who I've become.
Hmm.
Earlier, like I said, when we started the coaching program, I used to be Like, okay, when are the changes going to happen? When are the changes
Yeah.
going to happen? And changes, I've started to realize that the change only happens when you take action.
Mm,
And I was so afraid to before take actions because of bunch of self-doubts and whatnot, right? Or you don't even have the courage or the confidence. So today when I'm taking an action, simple action such as me trying to improve my consistency and putting efforts and
mm,
actions towards that, I feel so proud of myself for doing that because back then that was not the case. I was not even enough in myself be like, oh, I am someone who can, who can be consistent because I've been told my whole life that, oh, you do something, you're not even consistent with it. So that became part of me because someone else told me that.
mm.
But that's not the case anymore because I know that was not me. That was I was listening to someone else's noise, you know, someone else trying to like put a certain label on me and I accepted that label. Now
Beautiful.
I'm ripping those labels off.
I love that. I'm so happy you're using the communication you're using, Deepika, fulfills
Yeah.
my heart in this moment as your coach because what you're saying, like, I was just thinking that I was visualizing you accepting that identity, that label, and you
There-
just spoke it.
And there's so many identities and labels that I have accepted in the past and now I'm like, ripping those out. I'm like, no, that is really not me. That
Yeah.
was never me though. And it's just someone
Right.
else just put that in you. So that is something that I'm really proud of.
My next question to you would be, how has learning these life skills changed the way you take responsibility for your life and
Mhm.
choices?
Um, I mean, the life lessons that I've learned, I would say, I'm sorry, can you repeat this one more time?
How has learning these life skills through this coaching program changed the way you take responsibility for your life and your choices?
Hmm. I have learned to protect myself.
Hmm.
So for a simple life lesson that we learn being assertive, right? Today, if someone tells me something, I
Hmm.
have the courage to fight for myself. Like I said earlier, the Dipika would just cry in a corner. She'll
Yeah.
sit, cry in the corner, weep.
Yeah.
She did not even stand up for herself. And I've had those situations where I've not stood up for myself.
Right.
I've had people like, I've let people walk all over me because I could not stand up for myself because I was not assertive.
Right.
Today, I'm at a place where people will think twice before saying something to me now. And I'll just like, मुंह पे जवाब दे देती हूँ मैं मुंहफट तो मुंहफट I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not gonna come and pay my bills. Are you gonna come and pay my bills? I'm like, you don't have the right to tell me anything.
Yeah.
You're not running my house.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
So
That
being assertive, has that made you more rude and arrogant or more? No.
rude and arrogant to them, but to myself, it's more of like I'm standing up for myself and protecting
Exactly.
myself.
Right.
People will look, the day you become assertive, right? The people will put their own labels
Yeah.
on you
Yeah.
because you're not acting the way they want you to be acted.
Hmm.
So, I mean, there's times I mean, most of the time I'll say, a couple of times I'll say things nicely. One
Yeah.
time, two time, if it's
Right.
still not being received, then third time you kind of have to take a different approach.
True.
And that was something that I would not do before. Before it
Yeah.
would be like, oh, I'll just continue being nice and sweet and hope that they'll change, they'll listen, they'll hear me. And
Yeah.
sometimes you have to आवाज ऊंची करनी पड़ती है यार
Yeah.
तब जाके
इस,
दिमाग में
इसीलिए भगवान ने आवाज दी है, right? Why is there different
exactly
volumes? So we have to use it.
exactly exactly um so yeah, that's what assert. I'm not saying I'm a rude person. Like people who know me, they know me. I'm such a sweet person. But I've came to a point where I don't really let anyone kind of be mean to me because
Mm,
people have been very mean and rude and very, very like, I've gone through a lot where I told you, right? I've sit in a corner, and I've felt helpless. No, assertiveness has helped me come out of that where
yeah.
if I have to be rude,
Yeah.
I for you to understand something, if you're not
Yeah.
understanding something, me being like, I'm being nice to you once or twice,
Yeah.
if it's not going through your brain, then unfortunately, I will be rude.
Yeah.
And if that's how you're learning, if that's like you're learning, like that's how you're receiving and that's how
Right.
you're learning, then
Yeah.
I'm going to change my approach and be like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, it has not made me rude at all and arrogant at all. No, it has
No, it
helped
just
me
like,
become
yeah.
more, I stand up for myself. I protect myself. I don't let anyone try to beat me down like it
Yeah.
used to before.
Yeah. So do you feel more in control of your emotions and decisions now? And how has that impacted your peace of mind?
Decisions, yes. I mean, of course, I would say when I take certain decisions from a place of where if someone is mean or rude to me, right? Or someone trying to take advantage of me, right?
Mm,
And if I'm being assertive and whatnot, and if I'm making a decision to be assertive to protect that, then yes, I'm happy about it.
yeah. How has this journey changed the way you see challenges and setbacks?
I used to run away from challenges
Hmm.
because I didn't know how to tackle them.
Hmm.
No one told me कि दीपिका लाइफ में challenges तो आते see I never grew up with great 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 role models. My parents were out working so that they can bring food to the table. In
Yeah.
that I did not learn the life lessons such as life lessons and life skills. I would say I never really learned a lot of life skills. The basic one, like another like support, or I did not even also have support system to the point where someone tells you, कि अरे life में तो challenges आते हैं. There will be
Hmm.
challenges in life. You just gotta be headstrong.
Hmm.
So every time I used to go through any challenge, and I used to kind of like feel dejected about it,
Hmm.
no one was really there to kind of tell me, okay, oh,
Hmm.
this is part of life. This happens you know? So you never really learn that, oh, challenges are part of life.
Hmm.
And then constantly you are facing challenges, you're facing failures, right? And you're trying to as a 12 or 13-year-old kid, like when I look at funny thing is last time we had a gathering, we were celebrating someone's 30th anniversary and they brought their kid and the kid
Hmm.
is only 12 years old and I look at that kid and I'm like, "Oh man, at her age,
Hmm.
I was the one who was figuring things out for myself. And
Hmm.
I was just as tiny as her, only 12.
Hmm. Hmm.
I met someone else who was a freshman last week. I went to go
Hmm.
see an auntie and she introduced me to her daughter who's a freshman in high school. And I looked at her and I was like, I was at her age when I was trying to figure out everything by myself and all the mess that I was dealing with. I was just only at that age, you
Yeah.
know? Um, so can you go ahead and repeat the question again?
It was just how do you see looking at the challenges and setbacks in life,
Yeah.
like before
So
and now? Because
exactly.
challenges hasn't stopped.
Exactly. So when I look at like, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, they have a support system, right? Where
Yeah.
they have like they'll run to their mommy and be like, "Mommy, I have a challenge."
Hmm.
And they're there to tell them like, oh, challenges are part of life. So I never really learned and no one really told me that
Hmm.
challenges are part of life until like I kept on like for years and years, went through my challenges, trying to figure things out, beat myself
Yeah.
through it, went through multiple failures until I came to the coaching program where you were like, oh, Deepika, challenges are part of life. And I'm
Yeah.
like, really? They're part of life? Or am I the unlucky one? कि सब कुछ मेरे ऊपर ही आ रहा है? And then you started slowly gathering, like, started understanding, oh, challenges and failures are part of your life. And you just kind of have to, there's different strategies, there's different ways of looking at, like, per things. Like, even when you look at a challenge, look at it as a form of an opportunity to learn and grow. So, all
Yeah.
that's what I meant by earlier when I said I did not have
Yeah.
anyone to kind of tell me, was to really guide me through these challenges
Right.
was okay, oh, look at a challenge as a problem. Sometimes it's certain setbacks are good. Sometimes if you're knocking on if something has not worked out, that means you're knocking on the wrong door.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant by like, not having someone as a support system back then
Right.
to even tell you when you're going through these challenges. And and when you're in high school, middle school, college, you have your set of challenges that you deal with. And
Right.
most important is like you need someone to kind of like, be there with you.
Sure.
And I would say if parents are not available to kind of, and
Mm.
we understand, we're in the US,
Yeah.
there's a lot of challenges that parents have their own that they go through, right?
Absolutely.
But if they have the ability to enroll their kids with a coach where they're like, okay, maybe I'm not the best role model, or if
Yeah.
I'm not the one providing the right guidance, and if my kid needs a life coach, get them that resource. Because
I
if I
was
felt,
just
because
go
if I
ahead.
if I had this life coach when I was in middle school and high school, chalo, fine, middle school, chalo, high school maybe. Because I would say, depending on the individual, you spend couple of years, you will see the changes in you. And
Mm.
the earlier, the better, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I started my journey at 26, but I'm happy at least I did not start my journey at 50, 60, 70.
So true.
Yeah. So if you can start all this the earlier, even if you're a freshman in college,
Yeah.
the earlier, because our capacity at that time, I mean, I right now too, I feel like if you really want to change and if you adapt the if you adapt to the skills that are being taught by the coach, if you're able to take that in and transform your life, you can do it. But if you start early, you have an advantage.
Sure.
And I really wish that I had what I'm learning today.
Yeah.
I wish I started this in college. I wish I started this in high school.
Yeah.
I wish my mom came to you and she was like, Rashmi, please help my daughter.
Yeah.
She needs your help.
Right.
Then majority of the decisions that I would have made, whether or not I didn't know what I wanted to pursue in college. I walked out with a degree
Yeah.
that I'm not even using right now, and now I regret saying, oh shoot, I wish I did business so that at least business is I feel like business is a degree that everyone should like someone everyone should have some kind of a business knowledge for sure.
Right.
Even if you don't know what you want to do, but if someone said, okay, chalo, like, look into doing this degree or look into that, there's certain core classes that really
Right.
help us in life.
Yeah.
If someone had also like, told me that, or if my mom even came to me like, help her out,
Yeah.
I think my life would have been like, way, 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 if I started all this way earlier. If she
You
had,
actually went into my next question. I was going to ask you if you could speak to parents watching this podcast,
yeah,
what you and I are having
yeah,
right now, what you would you want them to understand about preparing their child for real life? Because every parent loves their child.
yeah,
That's there's no question about it.
yeah,
Many times, just like we say, they don't know what they don't know. So, what would
exactly.
you say?
I would say the world is changing a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
Your kids, if you want your kids to be successful, they don't just need book knowledge. They need to be street smart as well. And even if before going into that, they need to know who they are.
hmm,
They need to learn to also protect themselves as well. If parents can start, on this journey as early as they can, it
yeah,
would be it would be the biggest gift that you can give to your kids because we invest in them in terms of like, oh, let me buy gold for my like my daughter is here, let me start accumulating gold so I can give it to her when she gets married.
yeah,
But the biggest investment that you can give her, like use that money that you're putting into gold or stocks, use that for coaching classes.
yeah,
Because if you give her the right skills that she needs right now,
right,
I guarantee you she's gonna make 10x or he's gonna make 10x in terms of finances in the future.
right. Yeah.
That's what I feel.
What do you think would have been different in your life, Deepika, if you had learned these skills as a child or teenager?
A lot, a lot. I would not have the progress that I felt like my progress was delayed by
Hmm.
so many years because I did not have these skills that I needed.
Yeah.
Um, Simple skill is like, assertiveness, right? When you are in college, you're
Mm,
going on an internship, you're working with your peers, right? After that, many students get a full-time offer, right? The skills that are needed in workplace, these are basic skills like assertiveness where or confidence, where you want to, like, you're sitting in a room with your CEO or you're sitting in a room with your manager. You need to have a confidence to talk to them and
mm,
present your ideas. So when you learn things like this, like confidence, assertiveness, if you start learning all this, the amount of confidence that you build, that will show in your, not only in your academics, but
yeah.
also when you start working, when you start earning as well. So
What do
those,
you think? Go
mhm,
ahead.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
So I would say these skills are very, very important. You might
Yeah.
sound like, अरे assertiveness, you know, I'll abhi seekh lungi, I'll apply it. You're
Yeah.
good to go. It's
Yeah.
But it actually takes a long time for someone to learn assertiveness.
True.
It took me a long time to learn assertiveness. Why? Because there's so many things that I was like dealing with.
Yeah.
It's like learning Excel, right? You use it couple of times, like say you make a pivot table, right? You make it one time, two time, three time, by fourth time, you'll know how to make a pivot table.
True.
But certain skills like assertiveness, confidence, depending on what, like, your journey is, it can take people a good amount of time.
Sure.
And kids, I feel like because they're so young, right? They're able to adapt very quickly. It's
Mm,
like it's like a sponge, like a soaking
yeah.
sponge.
Yeah.
Like you teach them, they're going to adapt very quickly and they're
Sure.
going to learn. And that's why when I say it will 10x their growth.
Right.
Because as adults, even if you're teaching me something, most of the time an adult would be like, oh, she's teaching me something. I
Mm,
don't know if she's teaching the right thing or this and that, right? Because we have like our own set of
yeah.
judgments, filters, and
Right.
all of that.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of effort for us to kind of crack those and
True.
see things from a new perspective.
Yeah.
If I was a kid, like, I would have been able to like adapt pretty quickly.
Sure.
And I would have been able to go through the changes pretty quickly. If with adults, we know this, no matter how science says that we're neuroplastic, yeah, we are neuroplastic, but r-
Yeah.
scientifically, it does take an adult a good amount of time to make changes in their life.
True. Because there's more resistance, there's more,
Exactly, exactly. And there's so much,
hesitation or judgments and
exactly.
fear of failure. I mean, so
There's
many
so
things are
many
there.
things, so many things can go behind
Yeah.
like our, behind our back,
True.
behind our
True.
mind that we're thinking of.
True. What unnecessary struggles you think you could have avoided if you were equipped with these life skills as a teenager or a child?
If I had the confidence and the assertiveness early on,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I would have made better decisions in terms
Yeah.
of choosing the right degree,
Yeah.
choosing the right path, even the decision model, right? I think we're learning on it. I learned it last time. B- but if you learn to if you learn the decision making framework, right? For example, that will probably help you a lot in choosing the right major for yourself.
Yeah.
It took me, when I was in college, I was starting, give me one second. When I was in college, I started off as a computer science major. Then I was like, this is not for me. Then I was like, let me look into medicine. Then let me look into nursing. Let me look into this. So it wasted my time,
Mm.
I would say.
Yeah.
If I had applied the right strategies,
Right.
I would not have wasted all this time. If I
Sure.
had known myself better, I would
Yeah.
not have wasted my time.
Right.
If I knew myself more, I would
Mm.
have known where my strength lies. If I'm someone like, oh, you know what, I'm not good at math,
Mm.
but I'm good in, like, biology, that's the strength. Then
Mm.
let me use my strength and choose a subject accordingly and choose a major accordingly. But if you are someone like, no, I'm dead on serious becoming, like, an engineer, even though my math is not good, then fine, take that journey. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
But just at least having that clarity, be like, okay, this
Right.
is where my strengths lie.
Yeah.
Let me use it to my advantage and let me pick a major. That
Yeah.
would save so much of your time. It took
True.
me 7 years in college to figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I changed so many majors because I didn't know who I was, what my strengths were. And on
Yeah.
top of it, all the 10 other things that you're dealing with in your life.
True, true. Do you believe, Deepika, parents have the power to change their child's future by
Yes.
teaching these life skills early?
Yes, 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 yes. If you don't teach your child the right skills, they're going to suffer and they're going to hold a grudge against you because it is your job as a parent to make sure that your kid is successful. Now, of course, and we've seen it. We've seen in India too, right? That rickshaw wale ki beti becomes an IPS officer.
Yeah,
Someone from a village, their kids are becoming doctors.
yeah,
We see when we came to the US, one of our neighbors, they were in the same financial situation as us. They might have just came a little bit earlier than us, but their financial situation was very, very, like, not that great when they came.
true.
Today, their kids are, one of them is pharmacist. The other
Mm,
kid is a CEO at a company. I just saw his LinkedIn. He became
wow.
a CEO at the company that he's working. Before that, he was a finance director. So yes, if parents can invest in their kids early on, it could change the trajectory of their life.
And what would you say to a parent who is unsure whether investing in life skills early really matters?
How can, tell me one thing, how is assertiveness bad for your kid? How is being confident bad for your kid? If someone tells me that confidence is a bad thing and I'm like, something's wrong with you, bro. Either they have themselves or not confidence in their life. That's why they're making that decision.
Yeah,
But it's like protein is really in the
right.
market, right?
Yeah,
If you tell me eating protein is not good for you, how is that even possible? That eating protein is bad for you or
yeah,
drinking water is bad for you. I hope I'm being articulating here. It's basic things like,
yeah,
that hey, like just like we drink water every day
right.
and that's healthy for us. We need it to
Mm.
survive. You need the skills to survive in life.
And I mean, I personally always believed, and I tell all my parents' community, like a parent's role is like a farmer. You sow the seeds and you
Yep.
water and you nurture it.
Yep.
But many times what happens is parents want either guarantee or instant result, but
It's
these
not.
skills take time.
It takes time, and I am someone who has gone through this journey. And
Yeah,
when I started the program, I questioned the first thing that why is the change not coming, change not coming? And I started seeing the change now.
yeah.
And
Do
it
you even
takes
worry
time.
about it now on after 4 years?
No,
And you haven't mastered everything, right?
I
What the
have not.
program has.
I still have to like we did our decision making model last time.
Yeah,
I still need to learn more about it.
yeah,
We still need to revisit it again.
yeah.
I still need to relearn that model
And implement. And you are rest
and
assured that
implement
you're not
it.
worried.
No, I'm not worried because because I know that this framework will help me.
Yeah. And it's a journey.
And yes, it takes time. Like I said, depending on how like what the damage looks like and
Right.
whatnot,
Yeah.
it takes time. And I wish if my parents have done this earlier for me,
Yeah.
I things would have been very, very different. I would say the best investment, like I said, don't buy stocks for your kids, don't buy gold for your kids. Invest in these kind of things for them.
Yeah.
And they themselves will, I'm pretty sure that kid who goes through this journey will do something great in life. Will make, if you're investing whatever dollar amount you're investing in this, that will help them gain 10x in their life. And I'm pretty sure of this. It's a mindset shift that they will go through.
Yeah. Right.
So I would say parents, if I had a kid right now,
Hmm.
okay, if I had to say I had a kid 5 years back and it's a 5-year-old kid, I would enroll them with you. Be like,
Hmm.
teach them like I'm doing as much as I can, but I
Yeah.
also know there might be times when I cannot do everything by myself. I'm
And
like,
that doesn't make you any less of a mother or a good mother.
it doesn't because there's also other things that we are working on as well, right?
Yeah,
As
right.
parents, we are also
Yeah,
working towards our career. We're keep on
right.
advancing.
True.
And we also have to make sure the kid is also like, we also have to make sure kid is also doing good in life. But you need to understand that feeding them and giving
Yeah,
clothes
yeah,
and giving a roof is not the only thing that the kid needs.
right.
The
And
earlier
you
the earlier they start, the better.
and you've seen me over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Two of my kids, I've coached them through all my coaching programs,
Yep.
and I didn't stop there.
No?
I invested heavily in both my kids
Yeah.
to take them to my mentors, to coaching,
Yeah. Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you've watched that happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Today when I see Yash, right? I think when I we had some I'm trying to think of a scenario. Give me 1 second. When I met Yash for the first time, right? I think and then I mean we interacted and the amount of confidence that I saw in that kid when I met him and I was at probably 22, 23 when I met him and the confidence that he had in him, I was blown away because even at that time at 22, 23, I did not have that confidence. I remember he was recording something. We all went to Golden Gate and he was working on some kind of recording. And I also helped him with some of the recording, and I was like, this is good. Yes, this is good. He's like, no, this is still not good. I need to make it better. But the fact that he knew, okay, oh, I still lack somewhere and I need to put more effort in.
Yeah,
um, if you're, I mean, how many college students today really,
right.
really put in the effort of keep on like, pushing and perfecting? I'm not saying to perfecting, but at least pushing, be like, oh, you know what? Some majority of us would be like, one time, two time, it's
Right.
done. Let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah,
But just being able to like, keep on working towards and making it better and better.
yeah,
Not many of us do that. And at that time, like I said, I was 22, 23 when I saw him and I was like, what is he doing? अच्छा तो है video, क्या अभी इसको करना है ज़्यादा? But the fact that he wanted to make sure that he puts out the best version of him.
right.
Now I know what the intention is. Back then when I was 23, of course I don't know what the intention is
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But at a very young age, having that intention of like keep on working hard and making the video really good as much as he can,
right.
having that awareness and having those
Yeah,
skills is
yeah,
very, very important.
right. So giving your best is the mantra each
Yeah,
one of us needs to live with.
yeah.
If you could summarize this transformation of your life in one sentence for parents, what would it be?
My transformation,
Your transformation.
it's a beautiful journey.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start with it, there are days when I'm like, sitting and I'm just smiling at myself because of the way I'm confident at work, because of the way I'm confident at home. I'm assertive. I have the
Yeah.
clarity that I need. Once you start like, seeing the changes, you start enjoying it and you're like, you know
Mm.
what? I want to continue building and I want to continue figuring myself out. I want to continue being the best version of myself.
Yeah.
Before it started with, just with myself, but I know that the skills that I'm learning right now will not
Mm-hmm.
only just help me, it will also help my future generations as well.
Yeah. So it's a legacy we are building.
It's a legacy that we're building. Yeah.
Yeah.
That today, like I'm pretty sure when I have a kid and if someone tries to be mean to him, I'll teach him like, hey, don't let anyone bully you.
Yeah.
Like don't if some like I have those things I won't teach my kid ke oh स्कूल में तो ऐसा होता ही है bullying is common don't worry you'll get through it instead I'll be like hey no learn to say no
Yeah.
that's I mean I've gone through it where
Right.
growing up you're like oh this is common ऐसा तो होता ही रहता है
Mm.
this and that no you don't want to teach that to your kid because then that becomes their default mindset
Sure.
and they'll start accepting a lot of things
Right.
So for I
right?
would say if your kids are like in elementary, middle school or high school, this is an advantage for them. So
That's true.
enroll them as early as you can
So
because
my
I
last
because I know
question to
I'll be
you.
enrolling mine in the future for sure.
My question to you. Okay, I had one, but now I'm thinking of two, Deepika.
Yeah, sure.
You're looking forward to becoming a parent yourself someday,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel even before that role comes on to you? How comfortable, how confident you feel that you will be the best mother
Mm-hmm.
as a result of the learnings that you have gotten through this if
Yeah.
you didn't had that?
Yeah. So first of all, having the clarity and assertiveness to say no, right now I'm not like if you tell me right now in the next 6 months, can Deepika, are you ready to have a baby? I'll be like, no, I'm not. But at least
Mhm.
having the confidence to say that no, I'm not gonna have a baby. And even if there's pressure, like,
Yeah,
parents often say, "Oh, you're at this age, you should have a
right.
pet, you should have a kid by now." But the fact that I have the clarity in me right now to be like,
Yeah,
no, in the next 6 months, I am not ready to be a parent. In the
yeah,
next one year,
yeah,
I'm not ready to be a parent. So there's that. That's one thing that I have. I have the assertiveness, the clarity, and the confidence to be like, no, right now I'm not ready. B, I'm not ready because I want to continue building certain skill sets before my kid comes.
yeah.
So there's that. And third, when I accumulate the skills that I need for my kid, I
Mm.
know for sure that my baby will have the best mother.
That's what I wanted to ask. So, your future baby
Mm-hmm.
deserves this
Will
empowered mother or the
it
mother Deepika 1.0?
no, the future baby will have a mother who is assertive, who is confident, who is, you know, ready ready to like, be his mother,
Mm.
who is ready to, go through the journey of motherhood journey.
Yeah, yeah,
That when my kid is like 5 years old, 10 years old, all the things that they're dealing with, right? All the challenges that they're dealing with, I know I will have the framework that I
yeah.
need to help my kid out in the future.
Beautiful. And my last question to you is on this journey with me, on this your coaching journey,
Hmm.
you have invested a lot of money,
I have.
right?
Hmm.
So, if I tell you, Deepika, in this moment, all the money that you have invested with me in this coaching program, I'll refund you 100%. There's one condition. You cannot use any of these tools, strategies, techniques that you have learned, you cannot use for the rest of your life.
Not
You want
possible.
the refund.
No, I don't want the refund. I do not want the refund because what I have learned, it has changed my life
Yeah,
and it is continuing to change my life in the future too.
yeah,
Earlier, I know it used to be like, oh, I mean, we're Indians, like, all the Asians, we're like, oh, money is very important to us. I get it.
right.
We will invest money in physical things like buying a house, buying a car, buying like stocks, buying gold, right? Because we see that value. Okay, oh, if I
Right.
buy gold right now, aage jaake I'm gonna get we will see it. Physically, you see it.
Yeah, yeah.
But how do you like, when you go through these changes,
Hmm.
internal changes of being confident, being assertiveness,
Yeah.
communication skills, learning to talk strategically,
Hmm.
to people, when to say what kind of a thing, right? Who to say it, how to say it. If someone is like, if you're able to find a course like that, let me know. Let me know.
Yeah.
But that will just be a course. Well, you'll just sit and watch. But what we do here is we dissect the limitations,
Hmm.
the mindsets that we're like, that is holding ourselves back. when you watch something online, you're not gonna by default just start implementing and all of that. Here you're talking to one-on-one, and I'm like sharing my like, like, hey, this is how I'm thinking, Coach Rashmi. This is how I'm like, and you have given me so much feedback in a way, be like, oh no, maybe this is how you learn, this is how you talk to people, this is how you talk at workplace. These are the strategic frameworks that you're gonna work, because everyone's situation is different.
Yeah,
And what you do is you're providing one-on-one based on each and every individual situation. And that you can, I'll tell you something. Before enrolling into your coaching program, I'm not sure if you know Brandon Burchard.
I
He
do.
also
I
has a
got it.
growth, he has a
Yeah.
growth that I subscribe to
Mm-hmm.
per month
Yeah.
for a couple of months. For, I think not even for more than six, for 3, 4, 5 months. It was more than that.
All
And I
right.
would listen to it and I'm like, okay, this is not helping.
Hmm.
Because what he's teaching most of the time did not even apply to me. The
Hmm.
struggles that I was going through, certain topics, yeah, certain topics that he teaches are good, but other topics were not even applicable to me. Not only just that, what you need at a certain time, it's very different from what is being taught outside. Like in this moment, I may need to work on my decision model or my assertiveness. Maybe I don't need to learn about communication.
Yeah.
So that having that one-on-one and developing your growth plan according to your situation, that's what's needed. You need a custom plan for yourself, just like, you need a custom shampoo based on what your hair condition is.
Yeah.
If you're diabetic, you're not going to continue eating sugar, sugar, sugar food. Do you not change your diet? Do you not modify your diet? That's what this is. I come to you and be like, these are the struggles that I'm facing, and we develop a plan according to that. And we work on tackling all that. And there's many times you and I have shifted our plans. We
Yeah.
worked on something and you're like, okay,
Right.
we cannot continue working on this. We're gonna continue working on this instead because this is what you need right now.
Yeah.
So that's what's needed.
Right.
And that's what this, like, this is what coaching will be helpful, because you're individually tackling each and every struggle or whatever you're working on or you're dealing with.
Thank
So,
you so much, Deepika.
of
I
course.
genuinely appreciate your time because it's not, I mean, I've watched your journey. I'm proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
But again, hearing from you and this talk specifically is going to help so many more,
Yeah.
not just young people, but parents who are
Yeah.
thinking or not sure how, because sometimes it's difficult to visualize what's the return on investment.
Yeah.
And we are
Yeah.
focused more on monetary investment than losing an opportunity as a parent, to
Yeah. Yeah.
nurture your child at the right time. So this is
Yeah.
much bigger than your and my talk. And
Yeah.
not just today, but
Yeah. I really wish, just like, how we go buy stocks and we go buy gold and car.
yeah.
I wish you can just go and purchase confidence. Be like, oh, I gotta pay $50
I
and let me
I
just
crack
eat
this a
something.
joke. I wish Costco would have a Christmas sale. Okay, here is bulk in wholesale. 5 pounds of confidence, go install it in your child.
Can you do it? No.
Yeah,
USB drive nahi hai na कि data we cannot. We're humans.
yeah. But we
We're
can
humans.
learn. We all can learn, right?
Yeah,
It's just tapping your own potential. So thank you
exactly.
for your time today. I appreciate it. It means
Of
a
course.
lot. I'm
Anytime,
thanking
honey.
you not just from my side, but from all the parents that will
Yeah.
listen to you, and you will be the one who would be transforming not just their life, their child's life, and help them build a legacy of empowered kids.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you, Deepika.
Of course.